how are we supposed to plan, organise and put interviews for you when we're communicating with 3, 4, 5 parties sometimes, because it's not just booking with the manager, it's booking with the directors, the HR, the managers, with a lot of these large corporates. So, candidates need to understand and realise the coordination that goes on behind the scenes, and that impression matters. I guess with FX brokers, they're not in recruitment. They don't get to see all these candidates all the time. So they need to be able to see a good array of candidates in order to make their decision on, is this guy actually suitable for us, or is there someone better out there?
So it boils down to communication and not to, obviously responding in a timely manner, but also at the same respect, not ignoring someone, which is.
I think also hard. We've learned from our experience that there's stories from both sides. You can't just jump to conclusions. There's always reasons behind why you've not got feedback.
Well,
there's
I've
always
also
reasons
worked
why
with a
a candidate doesn't give you a decision sometimes.
But I've worked with a recruiter where, for example, when I've been looking for a role, and the recruiter completely ghosts you. And then they're gone. So they don't even give you the feedback.
Well, see, that brings the other side of it, right? The candidate side. Ultimately, candidates don't always come back to you on time, or they will say they'll call you at 4 o'clock, and guess what? They're not there. There's been so many times that candidates have completely ghosted us in situations where they're just not necessarily having conversations and letting us know what the day-to-day looks like. Well, how are we supposed to plan, organise and put interviews for you when we're communicating with 3, 4, 5 parties sometimes, because it's not just booking with the manager, it's booking with the directors, the HR, the managers, with a lot of these large corporates. So, candidates need to understand and realise the coordination that goes on behind the scenes, and that impression matters. If you're given a poor impression, if you're not available, if you take 2 days to come back to a recruiter, you might as well drop your application now, in all honesty.
It's important to see two sides of the coin, really, with regards to the treatment of a recruiter versus the treatment of a candidate, and it does happen both sides. And I think what's really important for us is that as a business, as a brand, there's people with experience with this. We do make sure that we look after our candidates and our clients as much as the way we want them to look after us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a communication, like you said earlier. If everyone's got open communication, employer, candidate, recruiter, you're going to get faster to the challenge. Yeah. Like
the smoothest placements we've seen is where there's engagements from all parties on both sides, and it's just like straight away, like from one side to another, straight back and forward until it goes to final stage and goes from there. When there is like a delay from one side or the other, that's when people start to lose interest and think, okay, like either way, they're not overly interested. Focus attention elsewhere, and and then either candidates or clients start to drop the ball slightly, and either party goes elsewhere.